I can show you later.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for attending. All of Cornwall, choose Cornwall, Shauna and Sydney. What I'll do is I have a short presentation, but if you have any questions that come up, and put yourself right now in the mind of an entrepreneur as we go through. So let me just share my screen in a second. Make sure I'm sharing the correct screen share. So let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep, it's up.
Do you see the one that says does it have, or does it not have my notes in it?
It has what is digital adoption and why should business care?
And that's it, right? You don't see anything else?
No.
Okay, sounds great. So basically, you know, how people typically learn when we talk about digital adoption, most businesses are thinking, gee, like, oh, this money, oh, social media posts, oh, I guess I could hire a graphic designer, oh, I guess I could do this. But really they're thinking about it the wrong way when they're doing this. And what I'm about to do is just show them some pitfalls to avoid as a small to medium business and what you can do about it. And these pitfalls are actually designed right out of my 11-year-long career as an entrepreneur, and some regrets that I've had, that I've made. And so I wanted to share that, and I've organized it in a structure that you'll probably understand. So as an entrepreneur, a pitfall, and just to define what a pitfall means you think you're doing this really well, but you probably shouldn't be doing that, right? So the first pitfall is you think your product is for anyone, because if you narrow down your offering, you might lose out on clients. And I have been there, and a lot of other people have been there. So if you think that your product or service, you're thinking, well, when you know, you always know a new entrepreneur when they're like, who could use this? They're like, anyone could use it, anyone. And they might even go like, oh, anyone in this sector could use it. Be a little bit narrow, but really, when you say your product or service is for anyone, it means it's for no one at the end of the day. And I'll explain a little bit, go to the next slides. The second pitfall is you do everything yourself, using technology or not. So it's not about using tech or not, you just do everything yourself, because no one can well as you can. That's just the fact. No one can do it. It's just because you're amazing, you started your business. No one can do it. You've tried hiring people, but it just doesn't out, right? Like, I tried hiring people, it's just not working out. Like, they just don't do it the same way I do it now. And I'm like, that's fair. And have I been there? Yeah. Have I had a long list of people who have onboarded and offboarded? Yes, I have. So, you know, that's a very typical new entrepreneur thing and a younger entrepreneur thing to think. And then the third pitfall, and I suffer from this, and you may or may not suffer, is when you have a problem, you're searching for a technology solution, and sometimes you have a lot of tech. So if you are truly like a younger entrepreneur, you're like, ooh, I could use this for my finances, or I could use this CRM, or I could use this other one, or I could use this. And you get target marketed all the time, and you're just sort of giving out your credit card, and then one day you have a big credit card bill, and then you go and try to cancel all those subscriptions. So really, you're not being thoughtful about where to invest the money. So when we talk about getting a business grant of any sort, you're thinking, well, business grant. So if you're a business that makes less than $500K a year, there is about a $2,500 grant that you can go ahead and access. And hopefully this presentation will give you on how to spend the grant, and not the most obvious ideas either. So what we're talking about here is a quick and practical solution that will help you go from feeling alone in your barely surviving unscalable business. By unscalable, I mean you can't really see anyone else running it for you. You can't see anyone else doing the magical stuff that you do, you know, the way you honey, or it could be the way you deliver your services to the market. You just can't see someone else doing it. It's unscalable at this time, and you're just going to be tired because you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life, and you're going to be alone. 2, leading a thriving, profitable business. And profit, you need to have a business that's thriving and profitable. And here's our solution to that. So the number you need to do, there's a 3-step process. And the 3-step process is you need to target your specific customer. I'll go into this in a little bit more detail. You need to define your process. So it's absolutely essential that you define your process. And I'll show you a little bit more about technologies and tools you could use. Third step is you need to compete. So it sounds a little not logical, because you're like, well, don't I need to? And really around learning from your competition and marketing. So you're saying, why should I do these first 2 steps before I go to compete? And I'll explain that to you in a second as well. So this presentation is a little bit about technology and what technologies that you can use. But I have to break it to you. In order for you to be able to really properly use technology, there is a mindful, thoughtful exercise you need to do to develop your target. And that requires basically no technology. That requires a lot of deep thought that you have to put into it. But the promise, if you do this, is taking you from trying everyone to going to profiting from happy clients who appreciate you. And that's where we want you to be. So whether you use technology or not, if you're going to start a business, you need to move away from trying to please everyone, because it's exhausting and doing everything custom doesn't work. And you need to move towards profiting from really happy clients. So your sweet spot is the first thing. So you need to know what your sweet spot is. Everyone has a unique skill or talent, something that they do uniquely well about them, right? You need to understand that. You need to know you can't be all things to everyone. So what is that you offer? The second thing is learn that riches are in the niches, all right? So if I have a particular, like say I have this particular where I'm helping small to medium-sized businesses, hone in on their efforts. This is not a very niche service or product or course, but what if so I could probably sell this course for free as a presentation, or maybe I could sell it for $50 if people think I'm credible, and it's a lot of effort for me to do that. But what if suddenly I this down to just dentist offices? And I said, here's a very specific thing to a specific process for a dentist office to set up and run their business. Well, a dentist office stands to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm just providing this course for $1,000 or $1,500. I just have to add some information in about dentist offices, but that's how it works. So that's when we talk about riches are in the niches. I want to convince you that you need to move away from trying to please everyone and having fun, losing out on your valuable clients, to profiting from happy clients who appreciate you. And the third one is you have to make your home with your niche. So you have to make a home with your niche. So you have to establish yourself with your specific niche. So right now I'm here. Women entrepreneurs. I'm signed up for the Paro thing because I'm a woman entrepreneur. I moved from India 20 years ago as a student, and I'm successful now, but I wasn't when I first started. And I want other women entrepreneurs to be able to take advantage of my experience and grow from there. So really, it's about making a home with your niche. How you get in there and live within your niche. I don't know what your niche is going to be, right? So I say people call it niche. If I don't know what's the right way to pronounce it. I come from India. English is not my first language, but that's basically what it is. So that's the first thing, is target. The second thing is basically when we're going from, like, it's not the second thing, it's still a target. So when you're going from trying to please everyone, happy clients who appreciate you. Here are some very specific examples about niche businesses. So Cozy Kama, right? And what they do is pet beds, and the audience, dog owners. So guess what? Their marketing, very easy to target to dog owners. For dog anything, that's who they target to. The problem that they solve is dogs need to feel like loved, like part of the family. As a dog owner, I want my dog to sleep in a place that comforts them by makes them feel at home, and is also sustainable, eco-friendly, and easy. So they do one thing, they sell pet beds, right? And they target to one niche audience. The dental practice example that I gave you. So dental practice ownership, and the audience is the recent dental school graduates. It's very easy for them to target who they want to sell this to. And the problem that they're solving is new dentists want to own their own practice, but don't know how to do the things. So shared practices helps dentist office do that. Now think about shared practices. It's all in the marketing. They've targeted to dental offices. Nothing to say that they couldn't start another department of their shared practice, niching again on other very highly profitable businesses, right? So those are things to think about, is look at how simple it is for them to go out and market. There's a couple other examples here that you can take away a little bit later. And then the next step is define. So from thinking that only you can do it all perfectly, right? Because you're a business owner, you're a control freak, to having a solid onboarding process. This is something that we do for our larger clients as well, is with the use of technology these days, and in this particular slide, I will hint some technology use cases, but with the use of technology, if you have a solid onboarding process, you can go from one bad hire to another bad hire to another bad hire to eventually a good hire. And the bad hire is not because the person is bad, it's just the fit. Even if you're terrible at hiring, I know the cost of hiring is pretty high, but as a small business, I know you can bring in friends and family to do stuff. It would be nice for you to show them what's already ready to go. And if I'm only really talking real talk here, I wouldn't recommend this to the larger businesses, but if it doesn't work out, you still have the onboarding process there. The first thing you need to do is you need to visualize your process. You need to say, okay, this is how I deliver my service. This is in which I deliver my service. Then you need to record your trainings, and I'll show you some tools that you can use to do that very, very quickly. And then the third step you do is you operationalize the adoption of this, which is train your people and go from there. So the first thing is your process. There are really nice online tools called Mural and Miro. I don't get any commission if you go buy these products, by the way. I'm just sort of giving you my experience. So we use Mural to out a proper onboarding process and how people can use it and things like that. You can record your trainings. So in this, the reason I'm recording this meeting is part of this meeting recording will be used as I will leverage it as a course. So we're using Zoom to record it. We use back and forth and record conversations and meetings that we have. Our workplace is very, very efficient. We get a lot done in the amount of time that we have in our organization. And then operationalized adoption is really around, putting it into a course, putting it into an understandable format to offer it to people. So at this time, I'll just throw in a link to a particular course we created that's similar to this one, but it's for larger businesses. Or maybe I'll throw in a link later, but it's for larger businesses. And it's around how to drive adoption in their business. That's what it's about. So this is an example of define. This comes right out of our meaning PACE's onboarding system. And so we have, when I talked about process map, we have the full process map on how we deliver our services from sales to execution. We had this original complicated process map that we leave in there with the standard operating procedures. How do we document processes at PACE.global? How to log into our official company Loom account? All these things in basically right here. So when somebody gets on board, we assign this to them, and they can go through step by step and actually complete these different trainings and things like that. So that is one example systemized our onboarding process. We very much eat our own cooking, and it's taken us 11 years to eat our own cooking, but we do. So we are training other organizations on how to systemize their work, and we help those organizations systemize their work. So define takes you from thinking you can do it all perfectly, right, to having a solving process. If you get to any level of this, if you niche things down, by the way, if you make things really, really simple, if you know who you're targeting, you can systemize your onboarding process that much easier. That's how your life becomes a lot easier, is getting to this onboarding process. We do, in this case, we do the Boost Your Business funding deployment. We are the only Northern Ontario business that's certified to and qualified to, it's not called certified, but we are approved advisors for the Canada Digital Adoption Program. And that means businesses that are more than $500,000, that makes more than $500,000 and qualify to use our services, and they get $15,000 to use our services. This may not be you, but this is just an example of our niche that we offer our services in. And when we onboard our consultants, our onboarding process is really, really well defined, and how we do the different phases is very well defined as well. So when we talk about competing, compete takes you from feeling unique and misunderstood to getting your marketing in front of the exact target audiences. So actually, here's a good tip for you, because this might be something that you guys could use right away. There's this tool called SEMrush. I think it's semrush.com. If you just Google it, you'll find it. And SEMrush is a really expensive tool for a small to medium-sized business. It costs like $350, $400 a month. But if you had as a service, so one of the community things that we're doing is seeing if there's lots of good intelligence that you can get out of it. So you can find out, like, if there's a competitor's website, what other websites link to the competitor's website. And then you could go leverage the use of Fiverr. I don't know if you've heard of Fiverr. That's another way for you to leverage, low cost resources with high impact. Then you can go leverage something like Fiverr, give them your list of competitors, the websites that your competitors are being linked to, and ask them to basically post valuable content on those websites so your website can get linked and then rank higher. So this is an example of something we're thinking about implementing in our community of practice. That's what we're putting out there, because a lot of these tools cost a lot of money and people don't really know how to use them. So they basically, if they're part of our community, we already have technology research analysts, and we would just help them run one-off queries like, oh, can you give me a competitor analysis from these websites, because I want to rank as high as these websites. And we would give them some insights and information from there. So learning from the competition is really, really important. And the amount of information that you can get learning from the competition is pretty wild. I don't have time to do a demo, but maybe on a future session, I can absolutely do a demo. Like, you can see exactly what search keywords they're paying for, what Google AdWords they're paying for. There's a lot you can see, and you can see how much you can spend on it and how you would compete on it. So it's very, very cool to see that. Plus, your target market is so much broader now, right? You used to rely on people walking through your store or what have you. Even if you do have a store, you can basically put your merchandise online. You can see who else is putting similar merchandise online, see what they're paying for in terms of Google ads and things like that, and then target market in that way. The second thing is create your content. And so when we talk about creating your content, is when you learn from the competition and see what type of competing content your competition is providing, then you create your content. So today, I noticed one of our competitors, I'm on their mailing list, they sent me content that we already created. So they've answered the same question on their website. So they're hacking our website to see, oh, they're not really hacking. They're sort of like, oh, that's a really good point. We should write something about that. So they've put something out. So it's kind of fun to see, where to create your content and things like that. And so the other thing is find your marketing sweet spot. So everybody tells you to go out and get a CRM and things like that. I think getting a CRM right out of the gate might be premature unless you have your target audience clarified. Like step number one, you do need to clarify your target audience. And then you need to go to find your marketing sweet spot and then figure out how you're going to get to that marketing sweet spot. So basically, if you get to the stage where you can get your marketing in front of the exact target audiences, you are profit ready, right? I'm not saying you're actually making money, you're profit ready. And from here, you can really start to know that if I'm getting so many leads into my system, this is what my conversion rates are going to be. And your CRM systems are there to help you nurture and convert your leads into sales. So yeah, so those are basically, in order to succeed as a profitable business in the digital age, you need to get very specific on who your buyers are, what you can uniquely provide, and where they're hanging out. You need to define, map out your service value proposition, document the steps, systemize your onboarding first on the paper, then apply the automation. And then you need to use digital tools to learn from other more successful businesses initially and make your own secret marketing sauce. So those are basically my three takeaways, my three lessons for anyone that's doing any kind of business that wants to succeed. This is some free advice that you can take away. For more free stuff, you can email team@PACE.global. We are opening up our digital adoption cooperative. So that example that I gave you in terms of, a lot of expensive technology or deciding on which technology to use or whatever for small to medium-sized business, we're opening a digital adoption co-op, and we don't know all the legality behind it. That's when we're kind of put it a few months out so that we could talk to our partners and vendors and see if this is a feasible opportunity for us to get people on board. And it's a free trial right now. If you sign up from this, from today to 7 days, it's 6 months free. Normally it's 3 months free. So we do give people a try before you buy. And really it's around sharing technology, ideas and learnings and seeing what you're benefiting from one place or another. And I will put that link in the chat so you could register if you wanted to. Let me see, let me stop my share. Let me just do this last slide share and then I'll stop my share. And then this last slide is we have a course, 3 steps to digital adoption. It's for bigger organization. We're giving you complimentary digital access to the course. Really good to just go in, check out the course to see how you could develop your own course as well. The course market, the online course market's going absolutely bananas, especially if you know how to properly target your market. So I'll put those little links in the share, and that's pretty much my session for today. Hopefully I didn't take very long. I try to keep it under 25 minutes and keep it interesting and engaging. So hey, Louisa and Jennifer, I just saw you both join. Welcome.
Yes, I was. I had the good morning, everybody. Unfortunately, I was unable to hear and join everything, so it was amazing.
That's awesome. So Louisa, what type of business do you run? How are you connected to this group?
So Lori I had a conversation with her over the weekend. I was able to find you guys, and I was extremely excited to have a chat and tell Lori about my business. So I'm the owner of Willow and Lace Home, which has started as an e-commerce home decor store last year, and we are about to open our first brick and mortar about a week and a half. So.
Oh, cool. That's exciting.
Yes.
That's very cool. And Jennifer, how are you connected? You're on mute.
Oh, Jen on a Go delivery service. So I'm connected with Deborah, and you guys with Golf Center, and you guys send me information that you guys are doing.
And
So
are there some challenges that you are facing in your business right now?
Oh, lots of challenges, lots of challenges.
What is your revenue levels, either of you? So is it more than 500 or is it less than 500,000 a year?
Less.
Louisa, you too?
My e-commerce was more than 5,000 a year.
Oh, 500,000.
Oh, sorry, no, less than 500,000. I'm sorry. Yes.
No, that's all right. So if you're at less than 500,000, and are you guys both in Ontario?
Yes.
Yes,
So they-
I'm in Ontario.
Okay, do you know about the funding that's available for you? That's $2,500 for marketing?
No. I'm not aware.
Here, I'll make sure to give it to you because that's something that's available. Let me just find it right now and I'll put the link in there.
Oh, that's
Boost your business. So it's $2,500. You have to apply to different people, like different parts of different agencies and things like that. But let me just look at that. Boost your business. There you go. Programs. So it's government funding, and they give you, it's called Canada Digital Adoption Program. It's called Grow Your Business Online. I'm going to put the link here in the chat. There, that's the link in the chat. And it basically covers cost. It's related to implementation or improvement of digital e-commerce plan, cost related to website search optimization, cost related to installation of e-commerce platform, cost of back office solutions and things like that. So it's a little bit of money available for that. Yeah, so that's what it's there for. No problem. So that it tells you that yeah. So definitely, as I don't know if you caught the early part of the presentation, but I'm also a woman entrepreneur. I came to Canada from India 20 years ago as a student, and now I run my own digital adoption consulting business. So I like partnering with organizations like Paro, so that even if I help one person get over one hump and improve their business, like one other female leader, I'm very excited to do that. So I'm hoping that, will help out. But if there's anything specific that you want to ask, because I don't actually take calls for free. So I'm happy to give you any advice that you're looking for right now on this call, because my time was already dedicated to this call. So I'm happy to help if you have any specific questions, any thoughts or ideas that are you're wondering about that I could give you quick advice on, I will.
Oh, that's incredible. I think the call I was probably about 5 minutes late or so, but I think was a great resource, and it's one of my first one too. So just kind of get into the team of and listen, which was really great. Half an hour to have that. I don't have any specific questions.
My internet is like, you're coming in very slow, very, very slow speaking, Louisa. So all good. I don't, if you had a question, you can throw it in the chat. Jennifer, what is top of mind for you right now? What's your biggest problem right now?
Financially, everything is financially, I don't have anything financially to do anything right now. So I'd like to do something on the e-commerce site too, but I can't afford that. So that's holding me back.
So which region are you in, Jennifer?
I'm in Tillsonburg, Ontario.
You're in Tillsonburg, like near Waterloo?
They're London, Woodstock area.
Okay, cool. So basically, there is a lot of grants available, Jennifer. That, here, I'll send you a list right now. This is like a whole lot of different grants. So if you click on that last link that's there, Jennifer, I just added it. So you can see programs and initiatives. There's, accessible technology, accelerated growth service, 50-30 challenge. One I recently heard of was this Desjardins $20,000 grant as well. So, when what you do have, when you don't have dollars and cents to spend, what you do have is your own effort, right?
You're
Nobody
right.
can take away your knowledge and your effort. So I would say that currently your full-time job is just applying for grants. And there's a ton of grants that go unused. Like there's lots of grants that go unused. Like even this digital adoption grant right now with the bigger businesses, like over 500 grand. I talked to like some people that are like, I don't even have time to look at it. Like people don't have to. So it's actually no problem, Louisa. It's all good. It's actually, have you clicked on the link yet?
Yeah, I did. I just copy it and paste it for now.
So that's just one example. So definitely try to sign up to join the community because, I want to help a lot of entrepreneurs, but I don't have the time to be everywhere. So I'm trying to get entrepreneurs in one spot, and it doesn't cost them anything. Even if you give us your credit card, we won't just start charging it. It'll be like, even if 6 months from now, you'll get a warning before it goes or something like that. But it basically, you would be our first person to join. So we'll probably give it to you for free forever, Jennifer, because we're just launching it. And so just kind of, put yourself in networks with other people who are already doing this, right? So Mars DD, they have an entrepreneurship area where they do that. Paro is now hosting these types of events to provide, access to different things. So it's not about like the whole presentation that I did. It could be that one thing that you benefited from. Like, it's just that one thing. Oh my God, look at that grant. I didn't know. So now just think about your full-time job as applying for grants. And if you just spend a lot of time applying for grants, you're going to get something.
Well, I will do that all day today.
Yeah,
For the few customer I have to attend to, I'll come back and do all of these today. Because I really do need help for some reason. Nothing working for me. But I don't want to stop or give up on this because it is a good business.
I would say that it's not that nothing is working for you. You're just learning a lot of lessons of what doesn't work.
You're right.
Right? And we have to learn it the hard way. So go back. April has, if we could share the recording, April, to Jennifer and Louisa. So then that way, go back and review my presentation, Jennifer, because this is the exact problem that the presentation solves is you're learning what's not working for you. So you're learning what your sweet spot is not, And so that's important. It's the journey of every entrepreneur, female or not female. It's just an entrepreneurial journey, and we just got to take it. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you very much.
No problem. It was lovely to meet you, Jennifer. Lovely to meet you, Louisa. And have a great day. Thank you for hosting, April. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. It was great meeting you.
April, could you just plop your email address in the chat so I could just connect with you? Or do you want to just stay on here and you can end the recording and I can show you how to grab the recording if you want.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Jennifer.
Thank you.